Behind the cape. All right, let's get started with the fact that your favorite show has been canceled after one season. The Acolyte.
Hallelujah.
You love that show. Talk
Hallelujah.
about it every
Ding
week.
dong, the witch is dead.
You love
Dead,
that
dead,
show.
dead. No, no one loved that show. Honestly, I think they maybe, just maybe, we've gotten to a point where the losses have mounted too consecutively. We've gotten too many that stinks. Like, hold on. I thought all this was great. I thought we were doing fine in Lucasfilm. If that crowd even existed within Disney. But there's been too many high profile failures in a row. If we track this back, right, we would go from Acolyte, which is a massive fail, right? Big, huge fail, biggest fail
Huge
that's
fail.
happened on Disney Plus so far. That tracks back to Mando season 3, which was a big disappointment coming off of Mando season 2, right? People waited multiple years for that to come back. You're coming off the heels of that emotional goodbye between Grogu and Din Djarin. So, the follow up has to be equally as impactful. And it just was not. And then you add on top of that, the next time we see Mando and Grogu is unexpectedly outside of their own show where they're weirdly starring, right? So it's like this weird staggered appearance that's happening to them where we're having a crucial part of their story being told in someone else's show. Um so speaking of that show, we can talk about the gaggle of Ahsoka, Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan, which everyone missed the bar. Every single one of those missed the bar. Even the one that I like the most in Ahsoka missed the cut, right? We track that back even further beyond all three of those shows to their last theatrical swing, which was Rise of Skywalker, which, holy Jesus, if there has ever been a more divisive movie from a Blue Bud IP, that was one. That was
That
one
was
for the
it.
ages, for sure. So I think there's just too much for them to look at and be reasonably for anyone who would even still be in the Kathleen Kennedy faction for whatever reason to reasonably go and go to bat. What do you have to say? If you are a hardened supporter of the current regime in Lucasfilm, then what ammo do you have? What do you what can you go to the table and say, well, this is something that we can build on, or this is something that's going well right now. Even the things that are quote unquote going well aren't going well. How's Grogu selling, right? How is Grogu selling compared to what we were doing during Mando season 1 and 2?
Fair, but they're about to come out with the movie.
The movie's going to help, but I think the fact that we are recentering the theatrical around Dave and John's thing, which is well, mostly John, but Dave is at the helm, it seems like right now. Um the fact that they're doing that lets me know that that previous stuff that got announced at Disney Celebration at very least is not the focus right now. So Mangold's movie, Obey Jannoy's movie, um the yeah, there was another one in there. There's another weird like timeline movie in there, but that shit is not at the forefront right now. It can't be.
Kevin
There's no
Feige.
way. Kevin Feige's film is long gone. His
No,
shit
bro, they're
long
still
gone.
doing it.
Taika Waititi, all of that shit. That was never gonna happen anyways.
Taika might
But
not do a Marvel movie.
like even if Star Wars was healthy, I don't see how that where that was gonna fit in. So yeah, man, it's just too much. It's too much loss. Willow, yeah, there is a Willow in there. There is literally a tax write off in the middle of that scrum as well. There's too many L's. There are far too many L's. Should Kathleen Kennedy still run Star Wars franchise? Hell no, Blurred. Hell no. Absolutely. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hell no, she should not
Yikes.
be. But I mean, hey, we may be at a place where we're breaking the camel's back. Finally, Acolyte could be the first sign of that. I think a lot of people were confident, even though the show was getting such poor recognition, poor reception, that they were going to go ahead and greenlight a season two because of even though the show sucked, it felt like the assignment for what Lucasfilm has been was largely achieved.
Hmm.
Now, when though? When do we find out if KK has truly lost the reins? Because this isn't enough. This would be easily explained as, oh well, it was damaging to the brand enough that we couldn't continue it or whatever, you know. But when do we know for sure? Does she announce her retirement? We've already missed all of the big showy kind of events in this cycle, the Comic-Con,
SDCC,
D23, all that
D23.
stuff. Yeah, so all that stuff's passed. When do they fire some of that stuff? Or do they even do a big showing of it? Does she even get the big heroes hurrah leaving Lucasfilm? Do they give
Well,
her a warrior funeral?
the last time they tried to do that, nobody clapped for her. So there's
Oh,
that.
holy moly. Let's see here. In
Shout
regards
out
to
to Brett,
Lucasfilm,
by the way.
you think Star Wars universe is without a center? To me, Luke is T'Challa doing stories without. See, I do wish we could find a route out of the Skywalker saga. That's not this, right? Not this. This is not when this ain't what I wanted. But they do need a pivot out of the Skywalker saga, if for nothing else, to have another breeding ground for new IP, right? There's only so many directions to go in one family bloodline, right? Like there's only so many directions to go into, and so I would have hoped that at this late stage of Disney's regime of holding Lucasfilm, that we would have established something else other than Mandalorian, because it's good enough, I guess, for the TV verse of Star Wars. But theatrically, you would have thought that they would at least have directed us in a productive direction, and we've just kind of stayed in place because everything we've gotten post episode 6 has just been a rehash of things we already know. A poor rehash, mostly, with the latter two films of the last trilogy, but just a rehash. And so I think that they would do good to start outside of that altogether. Go to a different time period and start fresh. I guess that was the concept for Acolyte. It just
Didn't work
oh,
out.
woo, swing and a miss, swing and a miss,
Yikes.
swing and a miss. What if Skeleton Crew is a success? I want Skeleton Crew to do nice. I would hope for it to do good.
Isn't that
Would you
also kind
you
of
also?
separate from
Yeah, it
what's
doesn't seem
going
like
on
it.
now?
That is its biggest benefit to me, in my
Yeah.
estimation, that there's nothing for it to bank on. There's no worry of me seeing Palpatine or Plagueis or Kahadi Mundi or Yoda. There's no way I'm gonna run into any of those characters. None of this is gonna break canon or even, try to reestablish or reimagine it from a different perspective. It seems more so of like a young adult kid oriented adventure Goonies style movie, which it's gonna be really hard for you to fuck that up. And even still, not a whole lot of smoke coming out of those previews. So I don't really know what to expect of it, but I don't think either way it's not going to be Acolyte. There's no chance for it to be Acolyte because it's just not interwoven into what's going on. The minute that they said that this was going to be, oh, this is 100 years before Phantom Menace, I said, oh, ah, it hit my back ear because I'm like, something's going on, man. So you probably are trying to dig into something you shouldn't be.
Speaking of Disney L's, Disney is being hit with a $36,000 fine over a lighting technician, a death of a lighting technician, due to a rotten catwalk. and Disney is
Nuts.
set to appeal, which is the craziest part because like
Fucking nuts.
that's pennies to you. Pay the fine.
We were just talking about why we didn't see anything about Wonder Man. Like, when are they going to announce Wonder Man? It's supposed to be coming out in the spring. They're not going to have another opportunity to have a big showing about it, a big reveal. And so it was just weird. Like, why are they not? Man, these dudes, somebody died on set, fam. What is
That's so
going
crazy.
on the Disney set, yo? Like,
Letitia Wright being
from
injured.
Letitia Wright, now a dude died on set?
They're doing too much on set.
What? And you're fighting the fine for
That's the craziest part.
$36,000? What is going on?
Write the check and move on.
Yeah, no, Disney legal is craziness. I want y'all to keep that story in mind. The fact that they are fighting, excuse me, the Modelo on my back. That they are fighting a $36,000 fine in this matter. Right? They're saying that there was a rotten floorboard, I guess, on a catwalk that this man fell through and unfortunately passed away. And they're fighting it.
A
I want you to keep
multi-billion
that in
dollar
mind for the
company.
story we're gonna talk about later.
Shout out to Blur Forever for the super sticker.
Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate it.
Yeah, a multi-billion dollar company is like 37,000. Nah, we're not paying that. Which is insane to me. It's crazy.
I mean, so not only that tells me that they're not only they're not claiming responsibility for the act, number one,
Right.
but then not even from a a oversight perspective, the fact that there was a death in your workplace. You would think from that standpoint alone that you would want to just go ahead and pay that and handle this quietly. The fact that they are so willing to enter in a litigation over frivolous stuff, seemingly frivolous stuff like this, when it's easier just to pay people,
Right.
it's so much easier just to pay people and let this shit go away, and we would never hear about it. We'd never hear about need to make an amendment to one of last week's stories about the death that happened at one of the Disney parks. That was a choking death. Wasn't an allergy. But even in that, you know how much easier it would be to work with a father like that. And I guess the whole gist of it was that they were trying to arbitrate. But to get the whole case thrown out of court because his wife did sign up for Disney Plus years ago. So, and they agreed to arbitrate out of court for any of these matters.
Seems like the slogan at Disney Legal is "fuck them." That's why.
Fuck them, fuck them. Cause fuck them. Did you watch? Hold on, wait. Do you watch? What is the Average Joe?
No, I was literally just about to watch that on Netflix the other day.
Fam, we're reviewing
about to click it, and then
Average Joe. Chat. If y'all not watching Average Joe on Netflix, you're not watching anything.
You know what it was? I saw the trailer. He was like outside of this store, and he wanted to buy peanut butter or something.
Fam, don't even worry about that. That not right now. That's not even important. Well, it's going to be, but not right now. But what a treat! What a unexpected pleasure of a show. Like I didn't expect to get what I was getting out of there. I thought not to watch it at first because I was getting it looks kind of actiony, and then it's Dion Cole. That don't look like it mix. I don't think
it could.
I don't think that goes together.
He's getting a little older, but it could.
But then they hit me with a hook in the plot. It's funny. It's suspenseful. It's smart. It's well written. There are compelling characters, not all of them, but there are compelling characters in it. I think it's a really good watch. I think it's worth your time.
Apparently, it was on BET Plus.
Was on BET Plus. It's on Netflix now. It was one of the few things on BET that wasn't written by Tyler Perry.
Well,
what a gem!
Maybe I'll watch it then.
What a gem!
Also, I didn't realize Blurred sent €5, not $5. So, are you?
It translates.
Are you a UK bruv?
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, shouts out to you lot for the €5. Anyway, James Spader coming back as Ultron in the Vision series that might be coming through. I see. I didn't even hear an announcement about a Vision series, so I'm.
So yeah, Vision Quest has been kind of rumored ever since
One of those.
WandaVision. Yeah. And so I don't know if it is happening. I would love to see Ultron as a character come back. I've always felt like Marvel has killed their villains a little bit too soon, a little bit too early. And one of those, notwithstanding, is definitely Ultron with James Spader. Just underutilized, man. One movie was not enough from that character. So I'm excited if they're bringing him back in some capacity. I heard he was going to be using something else as well, not just the Vision series. I heard his name pop up. Maybe it has something to do with the Secret Wars movie or something like that. But it would suggest also that maybe parts of a movie that is quietly gone bye-bye in Armor Wars maybe is getting folded in to this Vision series. Maybe instead of outright canceling projects, they started consolidating. So where we were going to get a Hulk movie and Captain America, they decided to smash that shit together. And where it was going to be Vision Quest and Armor Wars, well, now we're just going to have a Vision series that's going to be later named. That'll probably involve
Ultron.
fucking Rhodey in Ultron.
Oh yeah, Armor Wars. Yeah.
It's all Iron Man related somehow, right? Those are all Iron Man, not auxiliary characters. If you look,
We're making a Vision Iron Man show.
Yeah. I mean, basically.
Why not? Well, we also had Ironheart in Wakanda for.
Now hold on. Now let's cook for a second. Hold on. We might do something. So since this is an Iron Man kind of Iron Man's greatest hits TV show, it'll be Vision. It'll be Rhodey. We'll have Ultron in there with James Spader. Is this a man prime candidate for a cameo from Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom? Prime candidate for a cameo. He hopping universes. He's chasing the Fantastic Four. He's trying to find them. He pop in here. All his old friends is together. They like, Tony?
Would he not already be established as Doom by the time this Vision show comes out, though? Or maybe not. I don't know.
I think the date said 2026. So no. Well, I don't know. Because Fantastic Four is supposed to be 2025, right? And we're getting a cameo from him in 2025. So again, it doesn't have to be like a reveal. We already know
he's like a quick cameo.
Quick cameo.
Could be. I could see that. Maybe because Ironheart was in Wakanda Forever, maybe they'll have a Ironheart Namor show.
Okay, so there's a couple comments here. Just gonna read those before we get on and take your final thoughts about James Spader. We're a week and a half away from Power Book 2 Ghosts Part 2. Yay!
Yeah, you're excited. You're excited.
Yay! I'm excited to get it over with.
That's
I'm
crazy.
excited for that show to be off.
Yeah, me too.
For 50 Cent to have to do something else. Average Joe is fire. People slept on Average Joe on BET Plus. Yeah, no, for sure.
But the season 2 below that one?
Is it renewed for season 2? That's a dub.
It should be renewed on Netflix. I'm not going to BET Plus to support.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sure. Yeah. No, BET is not my favorite. I'm definitely not giving them whatever it costs a month, $5 a month to have BET Plus. So I'm glad they put it on Netflix so we can see it legally.
Facts.
We see it legally. But yeah, no. In terms of James Spader, he's definitely underutilized. I think he was the bright spot in a bright spot in Age of Ultron. Plays well with Paul Bettany. I love that whole conversation they had mid battle at the end of Age of Ultron. Would have much rather seen something like this pushed forward before Miss Marvel and Hawkeye and Moon Knight. Even I would have much rather seen this pushed a little bit faster.
Something closer to WandaVision too.
For sure. Yeah.
Bodemayo, his lawyer apparently issued an update
What did Bo DeMaio's lawyer say? They fired back to accusations from Disney and Jeff Snyder about groping and sexual impropriety and egregious nature. What did he say? My client never sent lewd photos to his direct reports. That is a bald-faced lie and defamatory.
Okay.
No one who reported Bo to HR received an inappropriate video or photo or video. That is simply untrue. As a proud gay black man, Disney knew exactly who he was and what he stood up for. That's why he did not tell him to stop his OnlyFans page. So definitely had that OnlyFans page that everybody was suspecting. They let him be himself, which allowed his creativity to thrive. When they objected to his free speech rights and not complying with legal NDAs, a certain persons over there tried to replace him because he was becoming more successful than other creators. The whole a certain persons over there, it was interesting to me.
That's pretty interesting.
They seem to be talking to someone, indirectly. That was interesting. A certain someone's over there had him replaced because he was becoming more popular than other creators. Who do you, right before we read the rest of the statement, go ahead and tell me who you think he's poking the bear at there. Who are we talking to?
It was Coogler.
It was who? Coogler?
It was Coogler.
Coogler had Bo DeMaio replaced because he was becoming too popular. Shut the hell up, dude.
It was Coogler. That's who it was.
Get out of here, man. Who's this nigga, man? Who's this nigga on next, man? I'm the nigga around here. He's like, nah.
This what y'all replace me with? I go to WB. This what y'all bring in?
Yeah, man. I did one movie with WB. Now y'all trying to get a new one in here.
It was Coogler. I'm telling you.
I'm here. Uh-oh. Yeah. No, that's funny. I would probably, my guess would be on Kevin. What's going on, Tony Robinson?
Kevin wanted them out.
Who else would have the power? At least that's who they're accusing.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
Allegedly.
I think it's interesting that Disney's going to have to respond with some facts behind the fact that they just said all that shit was untrue. So now Disney's going to have to provide proof or they're lying. So
ask Disney if his separation agreement illegally silenced him. Let me know what they say. Don't print this crap. It's wrong and defamatory. So, man, all right, it's a lot. So they're basically, they're not denying that Bo was reported to HR. Mm-hmm. And they're not going against that. What they're saying is that no one who reported him received any photos from me. Right. Yeah. So basically they're saying someone who was a third party to an adult situation, more than likely, made Disney known about it, right? Went to HR and said something about it. Mm-hmm. There is so many ways that could have happened. Like just me thinking about me living my adult life in the corporate arena for as long as I have, that does not mean what Disney would have you believe it means. And so that's why the door is still open for me on this with him. I am not getting the feeling they're not moving the way that they would if they had a smoking gun, or if this was something that was illegal, or if this was something that was, in a gross sexual nature. They're being careful about their language. They're trying to paint a picture, but they're being non-committal and they're being non-specific officially. Still, right? What the lawyer is saying is that all of this is salacious, yo. Like, they're trying to paint a picture to you that's not even the case. I think they're trying to bring the focus there. Me being Bo and his lawyer are trying to bring the focus back to the fact that whatever agreement that was set up with Disney in the aftermath of his firing so that he would still receive his writer's credits was illegal. And I think a lot of what's going on in American labor nowadays has told us that non-competes, a lot of these NDAs that people are signing are illegal. Like largely, by and large, a lot of these agreements are illegal, and they stop people from working, and they stop people from even seeking employment in certain industries that they've worked in for a long time. Um, or at very least operating within that industry as you would as a free agent in any other, right? The access to not only seek employment, but use whatever non-proprietary information you may have acquired in your time there in any way you see fit, like any knowledge you may have acquired that's not proprietary. It's you. You shouldn't have to walk around here like a blind deaf mime for the rest of your life because you had the misfortune of no longer working for this large conglomerate. So that's why a lot of these agreements end up being illegal. And so I think that's what they're challenging here. Disney's just like, oh, he got fired for egregious behavior though,
Yeah, the
and we
fact that they
told him to
didn't
stop it
detail
and he
it
wouldn't. It's
is
just
kind
like,
of
all
crazy.
right, yeah, we knew he got fired. Okay, and now they finally told us what he got fired for. He's saying what y'all tried to do to him after was illegal though. Like, what about that part? What do we do for it from now? Because there's nothing we can do to get Bo DeMaio his job back at Disney. So that ship has already sailed. The next part of this is whether or not he was anything that happened after the fact would have been undue influence from Disney.
Did you see Chill's comment here?
See, Boyle's lawyer was replying to to an email. This was not an official statement. Streamer should have never shared this. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, as much as he probably it wasn't an official statement, it is a look into at least what's Bo and his legal defense, their stance, right? Their standpoint on the matter, right? For them, this doesn't really seem like an argument over what Bo was fired for or whether or not he should have been fired. Again, that seems to be a settled matter. It was more so on all of this information after the fact and whether or not Bo was able to speak on the show, after his firing.
Lakeith Stanfield is Blade. How you feel about that? I don't know if I like it, to be honest
Shut
with you.
the hell up. No, that's not an official thing.
It's
But
not an official thing. It's a rumor, but I don't know
yeah,
if I like it just in
the
general.
news is that Mahershala is on right on got one foot out the door on the Blade project, and that on the heels of them upsetting another black actor in Lakeith Stanfield with that whole Silver Surfer announcement fiasco that went on, that they are thinking about him being the replacement. Lakeith's a very good actor. He emotes very well. I think he can do dark and mysterious very well. I think he can do imposing to a certain degree. He is going to have to change himself physically. Like he has to become a different person.
Yeah.
He has to make me believe it physically. He's going to have to sell me.
So did Mahershala Ali, to be honest with you, though.
No,
At some level.
Mahershala got it. Mahershala is like 6'1", 6'2". He's got an athletic
He's
build.
tall, but
He's got it.
He's not Wesley.
He's not
in terms of
Wesley,
build.
but you don't have to be Wesley. Like he's like Mahershala Ali was older. He kind of has a weathered look. He's got look like he's been through some shit. Like he looks like a rough, tough type of character. Like Lakeith Stanfield looks like Blade's son that got left with Blade's human mom and grew up like a soft pampered human. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to do some convincing for me to
Maybe that's where
be
they
like,
go with the
man, yo,
story.
that's Blade. That's Blade for sure.
Maybe that's where Marvel takes that story.
I like the idea, you know what I'm saying, that he's like a younger version, where we could reimagine the suit a little bit to get it a little bit more modern. We don't have to go with what I was envisioning with Mahershala, which is basically a classic rerun from Wesley Snipes. You could do something new with Lakeith. I just he would have to go a long way physically, man. I have never seen him change his body. Like he's the build of a Christian Bale naturally. 6'1" ish, 6 foot, 160, 170 pounds, right? But we seen what Christian Bale was able to do when he decided to become a different person for a role.
Oh, for
got
sure.
all the way up to 220.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If Lakeith can do something like that, to that degree,
it's crazy.
yeah, let's do that. Lakeith at 220, we can maybe do some Blade.
Keep it 220 is crazy. But I mean, hey, he would have to do that though. Stanfield looks like a stoner type. You feel that way
Yeah,
because
like
of
he looks
Atlanta.
more like he should be in How High than opposed to Blade.
Well,
You know
feel
what
like that because of Atlanta. That's
I'm
why.
saying? Well, I mean, we only know what we know.
He was in other roles than Atlanta.
He was in Book of Clarence. Still didn't get the. He was in what was it? Photograph. We can keep going. What other movies he been in?
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Did you get physically imposing?
No, absolutely not.
I'm just saying, my man. You
None of
gotta
the
do
movies.
some push-ups.
None of the movies he's been have been physically imposing. I don't think.
The man's gotta
The
do some
Western
push-ups.
movie. What was it? Harder They Fall, or whatever the movie was
You know
called.
what? That would be the closest thing to that type of character that we're thinking about. That's why I think he could do it because he played that role very well. You know, not a lot of words, all about business, scary, intimidating. I got all of that. Got all of that.
No, he was
You
intimidating.
gotta, give me,
He
give me some
would
more.
still have to put on that weight.
Give me some of these. Give me some of these. Knees. You know what I'm
Bro
saying?
would
Get
have
them
to hit the
traps
protein
together.
heavy for sure. Marvel live action show World of Wakanda reportedly in the works. Are you excited for World of Wakanda? It sounds like the show that they already rumored before Eyes of Wakanda. They said there was going to be a live action show where they just showed Wakanda, basically.
So, like, I think when Ryan Coogler re-upped his deal, some of the things that were coming out of there are some of the stuff that we're hearing about now, right? I don't think that they gave us a very clear understanding on what his role in these projects were, but a lot of stuff that's getting released now, the animated series for Wakanda and a live action series were announced when he re-upped his deal back in like 2020, 2021, something like that
Mhm.
with Disney, right? And I think that him taking the executive producer route kind of gives them it's good for him because it's giving him that room, that degree of separation still, right? Like any of these projects, much how like he's been criticized for Wakanda Forever, um he doesn't necessarily have to stand in front of that the same way he will for Eyes of Wakanda or this new series, the live action series, because there will largely be a whole creative team along with him that takes the brunt of that. You know, whatever we get from Homeboy, is it Winterbomb that's doing Eyes of Wakanda or who is it? Nah, not Winterbomb. I forgot who it was. um but or whoever's going to be penning this live action series, they'll have a much stronger influence on those projects than he will as an executive producer. They'll just be done under his banner, right? And he'll have some sort of directional control on behind the scenes, but I don't think he has to stand in front of it the same way he would with not recasting T'Challa in the last movie. It's not going to change the situation though, right? And I think they're really going to see it with this Eyes of Wakanda series that's going to be coming out next. I think people are going to tell them what they think. Now, again, let's just sit back and watch how they react. We see how they're doing with Lucasfilm. We see how they're adjusting everything else in Marvel right now, right? So it's very easy to use common sense and surmise that if things continue to trend the way that they've been trending with Black Panther, then we should see a very, very stark correction, a very hard turn, complete 180, because that's what we've seen with everything else, right? Oh shit, our great saga leading in the Secret Wars is not working. Okay, let's cut that. Let's do something else. Let's bring back Robert Downey Jr. and the Russos. Oh shit, Star Wars is bottoming out. Cancel that Acolyte shit. Cancel it. Let's do something else. Get Mando and Grogu in the theaters, and then we'll figure out something else beyond that. But cancel all that other shit that we're talking about, at least seemingly, right? So if we go into this shit and Eyes for Wakanda bombs like I know it's going to bomb, because first of all, we are the only ones that care about that kind of content. We are the only ones that would even sit up here and run and flock to go watch an auxiliary project for the Black Panther, let alone one that has no chance of seeing the Black Panther we want to see, the only Black Panther, of actually showing up in it. Right?
Yep.
So when it bombs the way that we know it's going to bomb, then I should theoretically see this affect the potential direction of this live action series. We should see it affect the potential direction of what they're talking about doing with Black Panther 3, because that has been what we've seen from everybody else in every other studio. So then that means Nate Moore and the black part of Marvel, this because Nate Moore seems to be in control of all of the black projects.
Marvel.
Yeah. Then we should see a course correction, regardless of what people feel comfortable with, regardless of what we just couldn't do, regardless of what feels right. Right? Because damn your feels, damn your vibes. What does the dollar say? That's been the common sense with everything else. It shouldn't change here.
Yeah, we're not a nonprofit. We're here to make money. So whatever makes money is what we're going to do.
World of Wakanda doesn't even focus on Wakanda. I think that's Eyes of Wakanda. But yeah, you're right. We're messing with Iron Fist. We're messing with what is it? The Pantheon of Gods is going to be included in this. Like, what is the point of this series? It's called Eyes of Wakanda, and we got Greek gods involved in it.
Makes sense.
Huh? What? What's going on? They're rubbing T'Challa's face out right in our faces. I mean, is it any surprise that they're struggling so much in the phases following Endgame when it was supposed to be T'Challa Black Panther's time to lead the Avengers, in a post-Endgame world? No surprise to me. Chillmonger says, Eyes World.
He's waiting on King of Wakanda.
World. I'm waiting on King of Wakanda. That should be the name of Black Panther 3. Sign me up for that shit. King of Wakanda.
Well, that's going to be T'Challa facing M'Baku to become.
No. That would be the biggest bait and switch ever. If they named it Black Panther 3, King of Wakanda, and it was Toussaint.
I would not be surprised whatsoever. I'm just
Marvel. You want some free money? You want a way out of this? You want to not admit that you failed and fix all of this and bring it on home? M'Baku doesn't want to give up the throne, because why would he? M'Baku's not just going to give the throne back to the quote unquote royal family, because why would he? Your entire family abjugated the throne. They either died or gave it up. Survival of the fittest. Either let little Toussaint fight or scram, right? They train Toussaint the best of their ability. They take most of the movie trying to teach him to be king, but he fails. And in his failure, he runs. And in his run, he goes on a journey of some sort of
self-reflection,
discovery. And along that self-discovery, he runs into a mysterious figure from another universe, because there are incursions happening all over. And this mysterious individual just happens to be his father from a different dimension. All in all. Ding, ding, ding. T'Challa's back. You got your Toussaint, even though his real daddy is dead somewhere in the cosmos, I guess. Even though we never saw the body, I just can't really. I don't want to mental gymnastics my way out of the whole body thing. I don't want to make it any worse than it already is. So we're just going to try and fast pace this towards another, son of T'Chaka. But
here's the problem with that synopsis. Here's the problem with that synopsis. It's a Coogler film. So Toussaint is going to die twice, and then the other Black Panther is going to kill M'Baku. So there will be no more M'Baku either.
He's gonna die twice. How does he die twice?
I don't know. Coogler will find a way to kill him twice.
Okay.
He will get thrown over the bridge, and then he will die again, and then somebody's gonna have to save him.
Black Claw, what's going on? Now that Doom will be the final boss of the multiverse saga, I'm gonna be real surprised if we get a BP3 before Secret Wars. I don't think so. I don't think this is pre-Secret Wars anyways. They haven't even confirmed that a movie or a concept has been decided on. So at that point, if Secret Wars is on the docket and we haven't even confirmed it's 2024, we're in the back half of 2024. I don't think there's enough time to write, to cast, and shoot another Black Panther movie in between all of that stuff. So I think you're right.
And then we
Real
get to
Brad,
Grandchild is hilarious.
Y'all Noel, that's T'Challa. He wants it. He wants it. I think Damson wants it too. I think Disney
Damson.
has to pull their head out of their ass and then also not offer up a version of it that's going to get attacked. Don't ask these guys to take on the new T'Challa role, but it's a bastardized version and nobody's going to fuck with.
Yeah.
You can't covet that role. It's not helping anybody. It's not honoring anyone. It's a little selfish. It's a little arrogant, a little presumptuous. These titles are meant to be passed on and to be stewarded by other regimes. Like it's not yours to decide what happens to it forever. It's like they have a completely warped idea on what these IPs are altogether. It's like I'm sad, so I have to materially change the IP forever for everyone who's enjoyed this before and after me because vibes.
Yeah. All right, you ready for some non-Marvel quick strikes real quick?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the Winnie the Poohniverse before on this show. Okay. The next movie seems to be Pinocchio Unstrung, and there is a movie poster out for it. Should I pull it up so you can see it?
Sure.
This is the one that I saw with, I guess, Pinocchio putting a knife through Geppetto's hand. Kind of crazy.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see. Winnie the Poohniverse. It's all of the stuff that Disney no longer has the copyrights on. So now they're making all these movies. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Apparently there's going to be a Bambi one, and
well, the Bambi one we watched the trailer too.
That's what it was. Okay, Bambi, Peter Pan, Pinocchio. They got a whole cinematic universe over here.
So I haven't really started watching these movies.
I haven't either.
I'll probably have to ask.
Not a surprise, I'm sure.
But if there's like any connecting factors, like if there's any tales to what's going to be the big movie, the end game of the fairy tale verse.
There is a Poohniverse Monsters Assemble. So that seems to be the mashup movie.
Just with all of them squadding up, or is there going to be like a bigger bad?
I'm just going off the title.
They're gonna go to the lake and get Ursula or something.
All right, we got to stop with all this. Okay, Jack Black, Paul Rudd in talks for a new Anaconda film. J-Lo is newly single, and so she doesn't have anything to do. Why shouldn't she also be in the new Anaconda film?
No. Leave J-Lo right where she needs to be. In terms of Anaconda movie, let me read the synopsis here.
Ice Cube can also be in the movie as well.
Ice Cube can definitely be in the movie.
He's a little busy with the big three in the Netherlands, so maybe not. But J-Lo is free. She's good. She's not making any music right now. She can be in the movie.
I don't want to see Jennifer Lopez act in anything else.
Neither do I.
I'm quite tired of it, honestly. So the synopsis for the new Anaconda movie. Film follows a group of friends facing a midlife crisis who decide to go to the rainforest and remake their favorite movie of their youth, Anaconda. I am not in love with. I like the idea of making another Anaconda because I like that movie. Hate this concept. hate this concept. I think it trivializes the movie. This feels like Jumanji all over again. Like, I didn't like the idea of making Jumanji virtual world video game as opposed to the real life interactive board game that it was in the Robin Williams film. I don't like this. I don't like
Yeah.
making it.
Or Space Jam.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, this doesn't, don't like it. This is not, it's not tickling my nostalgia feels. It's not doing it for me.
Yeah, Tony Robinson is right in his second comment. It does kind of sound like a little bit like a satire. The first comment that he said is
It's
wild.
nuts.
No,
It's absolutely nuts.
I'm not repeating that one. Okay. Speaking of the fact that a lot of movies are kind of taking this weird digital route to appeal to Gen Z, seemingly, Secret Level anthology series is releasing in December on Prime Video. I think you had a little bit more
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
interested in that. So yeah, so anthology series is based on a lot of old video games. So think Love, Death, Robots, but with titles like Mega Man and Pac-Man and Warhammer and stuff like that. I think maybe might have seen Ratchet and Clank in there as well. I
Oh, wow.
think that is going to be dope. I think it's going to be dope because I like those type of series. I can't wait for Black Mirror to come back on.
Facts.
I'm a fan of
Did they announce a
anthology
new season
series.
for Black Mirror?
It's coming on, like come back like this fall, this winter, something like that.
Is it? I'm excited.
Yeah, but I think the prospect of having old video games and just popping into, I think the tagline they were using is like the story never ends or some shit like that. Hold on, what did they say? If you hear some clicking, that's my dog over here scratching himself on the screen.
That's your dog on his computer.
On his computer? Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah. Why can't I find that post?
Ryan Coogler used Chad's death as a creative muse.
He absolutely did. People think that's honorable, though. So you better watch out. I might talk about you. Stand Awakening.
Here's another theory. Secret Wars incorporates things from Doom War and has Doom killing most of prominent named Wakandans, justifying the OG cast not being around for a reboot with a new T'Challa.
I'm going to read that again.
All right.
Hold on.
I'll take out.
Damn, what are we looking for? What were we talking about?
You were looking for the Secret Level anthology series.
Yes, I was. Where did I see? Did I not save that?
I'd like Aldous Hodge or Yolanda Wells T'Challa. And why not maybe have Adwanda Connie play him since he's John Connie's son? Yeah. Or why not have Ryan Gosling play him? Why not?
Ryan Gosling play who?
T'Challa. Fit the meme. Do the meme. Do the meme. Do it.
No. I can't find it now. No.
No worries. Black Mirror is hit or miss to me. Sometimes, maybe I should probably click the comment. Sometimes they have really good stories, and other times they will have ones that put me to sleep. I think that's everybody, but
yeah,
the really good ones are.
Yep, it's like they almost make up for the fact that you have to wait 2-3 years to get another season. Are we ever gonna watch another season of Altered Carbon? Is that ever gonna happen again? Did Anthony Mackie ruin it for us all?
Here's the other comment for you to read.
Here's another theory. Secret Wars incorporates things and doing wars, doing killing most of the prominent man. What kind of this? Cast not being around for a reboot with a new job. Ooh, since y'all don't want to get around, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean, what's his name? Shouldn't have any problem with that. Coogler shouldn't have any problem with that. Killing Wakandans is
right up his alley.
Right up his alley. That's what he like to do, baby.
Facts.
Kill Wakandans in my sleep.
Yikes. Any other comments you want to read?
Mr. YouTube said Altered Carbon was canceled. So I guess we aren't ever getting another And Anthony Mackie did ruin it for us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix announced they canceled Arthur Carver not long after their second season. Damn, Mackie.
Salty. Christopher Reeves movie.
Flag, keep it going. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
No, you got Christopher Reeves movie. Excited for that one?
Oh yeah. I thought that was pretty interesting. So when one studio is showing respect to their quote unquote legend, they give a trophy to his family at a summertime celebration. And then when their rival studio does, they make an entire movie about his life.
Wait, so DC made it?
They're going to. There's a trailer being released for it, not coming or not too long, next couple of days, I think.
That's crazy.
All about Christopher Reeves. Now, what seems more respectful for you all? What seems more along the lines of respect, of honoring? What does a man's legacy better?
The DC movie, it is also very close to the Superman movie coming out, though. That's kind of weird, but still more honorable.
It's good promo.
Still good promo. Honorable.
Probably not going to cost a whole lot to make. Plus, Superman fans are going to flock to go see it because they love Christopher Reeves. So
yeah, facts.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win. If only we found respectful ways to honor our legends like this, as opposed to trying to march their likeness out for a digital funeral.
Facts. All right. Any other thoughts for Behind the Cape?
Nah, man. I think that is it. Give us your thoughts on this week's Behind the Cape takes, I should say. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you got any new watchers on the replay or on the live chat today, make sure you do the same. Like, share, subscribe. Come back to us next week. We do Behind the Capes every Saturday. We will be kicking them off a little bit earlier, probably about 4 every week. So look for us now a little bit earlier than what we've been starting here recently. Just so that we can get everything out to y'all in a timely fashion. So like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Come back to us next week.
Absolutely. And make sure that you check out our playlist for Behind the Cape. And make sure you subscribe. We like to do this every Thursday.